Good morning. This is Fridays with Carol and Jill, and we just wanted to spend a little time in my garden, and today we're talking about friendship and perfume and all the things that ladies like. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about my week. I've been had two wonderful meals at the market with friends and enjoying the fall days there, and then also I have to tell you about my little find. I always love to pick out a new fragrance for fall, and in InStyle magazine I smelled this fragrance and I simply had to order it, and it's called Decadence by Marc
because
Jacobs.
of what it looks like.
It is so pretty.
Yeah.
It is. It looks like a little purse. It is green with its own tassel, and it is decadent and yummy. So this is my fall find. And also I wanted to share with you that the colors for fall are sort of wine colors, Merlot, Burgundy, kind of a brown-based purple. And so your nail colors are going to want to reflect that. I have recently discovered a color called Rich in Heart from Sinful Colors. It's almost a mahogany color, and I think will be beautiful for fall. So those are my little style tips for the day. And you?
Well, my week pertained of one thing that I get aggravated a little bit faster than normal.
Oh, all the truth comes out now.
Here I am. All right, I'm pulling off the disguise. Okay, so I'm driving down the road because I'm in my Jeep a lot, just kind of going everywhere, aimlessly, nowhere really. But anyway, my passenger thing keeps going off, the little dinger, and that just annoys me. I couldn't figure out what was going on. It's been happening for about a week. You'd think, I'd be intelligent enough to figure this out. Well, this morning, I'm on my way over here to Carol's, and it does it. And I am flipping a few darts, verbal darts in the car alone. And here, my purse weighs too much. It weighs as much as a human being, obviously. So guess what I have to do? I have to put the seat belt on around my purse. So
note to self, you might want to limit a few things.
Yeah, or oh boy. So anyway, I did that and I just giggled all the way here. I thought that was kind of a fun thing to share because anyway, we all have purses that are too full. But my cologne or fragrance that makes me feel kind of sexy is it's called Tom Ford Black Orchid. Now, these fragrances aren't exactly cheap. Carol and I are very frugal. Both of us really are. But there's certain things that we like to spend just a little bit more on. And now, things like this last a year, maybe a year and a half, depending on where we're going that year and doing. So anyway, just a fun little story about how I found Black Orchid was when I was in San Francisco about 15 years ago. And not very often do I feel totally feminine like Carol. You know, she's like the princess and wonder goddess. And I was standing there, I found this and I sprayed it on. I just thought, and it was as if it went up into my nostrils. And the L'Oreal, I was on the L'Oreal commercial and I heard, what did I hear again?
You're worth it.
You're worth it.
Okay.
And I had long blonde hair and I whipped my hair in Saks Fifth Avenue. I mean, nobody cares. I'm just a nothing there. So, spray it up. I bought it at Saks Fifth Avenue. I probably paid a little more than I should have. And I did the strut out of that place like I owned a palace, and I didn't. So, anyway.
And it's just perfume.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it made me feel very ladylike. Right. So, ever since I've bought it, and I've been very loyal to Tom. So, there we go. That's my tip of the week. Whatever.
So we are also talking today about friendship, and one of the reasons that this even started is because Jill and I are good friends, and I would say sort of soulful friends. I think God brings people into your life at certain times when you need people, and I have friends that have been with me through so many things that fun times, certainly in our backyard. Gallons of coffee have been consumed and bottles of wine in this backyard. And tears have been shed and laughter too. And what I wanted to share with you is that I think women develop friendships in our 30s, 40s, and on because they're our other family. And I have dear friends that, my friend Alicia, in fact, found the chandelier that we'll show soon that lives in my backyard. And also there's people that you can call at 2 in the morning because you can't sleep and you need to talk to somebody about something, and that friend would offer to put their clothes on and come and be with you. And there's a friend that comes when your life blows apart and we ride around in her white ambulance. And there's a friend that laughs with you and goes to lunch with you and is a part of your family.
And prays for you.
And prays for you, absolutely.
Yep.
And I hope that you all develop that friendship.
Yeah.
And also, I really hope that you develop new friendships. I think we've talked about opening ourselves up and becoming more transparent. And there is always room for another friend in your life. And I think friends are golden and precious, and we want to share with you in this video and in our lives friendship, because I think we all need that. And Jill has some special things to share about friendship. And then, because we're not videographers of the century, we do want to share my lovely fall garden before the snow falls and show you ball gown. I promised you that. And
there's the ball gown.
Yeah, that's right. And also we want to show you the
chandelier. We got
the chandelier. Can you get that in that shot?
Yep.
I'm not sure.
There it is.
And then we will also show you the concrete in my older home that I used to stencil from Royal Design stencils that you can order online. And one is a damask stencil and one is a French poem. And I've used that on my pine table and also on the concrete with spray paint. So we want to show that to you because it's kind of unusual, and it is a creative thing that I thought of all by myself. So,
but Carol, it's not like the hardest thing in the world to do.
No,
so anybody can do it.
I power washed my cement, and I sort of planned where it was going to go, and then I laid down my stencil and used gold spray paint, Krylon spray paint, and let it sit for a minute, pulled it up, moved it to the next spot, and I wanted it to look like offset wallpaper, which people that are designers would know what that means, or fabric. So it's kind of a fun idea that I just created and would like to share with you.
Well, and it's like taking the inside out.
Right.
And, you know, Carol and I, this is a special place for us to hang out and discuss. And anyway, I was just going to share something lovely about this garden is just somewhere to come that's calm and serene for me. And I call it the secret garden of friendship because a lot of friends do come here and share their hearts, not just with Carol, but Carol and I, because I just happen to be here a lot. Like all the time. Yeah, I don't live here, but if I could, maybe I would. Okay, so anyway, kind of the whispers of God come through here.
Yes.
Don't they, Carol?
Yes.
I think so. I think in the fragrance in the air after the rain falls.
Yes.
Maybe even the first snowfall.
Right.
I mean, it's lovely to look out. And another really wonderful thing about Carol and I is we look over the back fence, and she's lived in the West Coast a long time. So we sit back, we put our feet up, and we pretend like the ocean's over the fence. And you can almost hear the ocean waves. That's how we are. So anyway, friendship for me is about comfort, encouragement. And when I find a friend, I become very loyal to that friend. That friendship means lifetime for me. So they're my people. And Carol has opened me up to becoming a little more transparent and allowing me to meet more people. It wasn't that I was closed off to being acquaintances, but I have become a little more transparent and opened up and maybe learned to trust better than I have in the past. And that has developed some wonderful friendships here. Because of her friendship. So I did read something just wonderful this morning, and I just wanted to share this with you about friendship, or really any relationship, whether that be with a man and a woman, or two friends, or two guys. I don't care what it is, you know. Friendship is something you have to work for.
That's true.
It takes effort on both. You know what? With Carol and I, it's 50-50. Some friendships and marriages are not 50-50, okay? She and I work very hard on that. We're a little more spontaneous, so that if we had to jump a plane in an hour and a half, she and I would do it. Some of our friends are a little more planned, so we have to respect them, you know, and that, and we do.
Yes.
There are struggles, and sometimes you have to confront and confess. And another thing is to be compassionate and non-judgmental. I think this is a really neat thing. The practice of forgiveness is essential.
True.
And this is the one that takes the cake for me. I cried. It said, you must crucify to selfishness as a friend.
That's true. And you know, and I think our friendships are our core relationship, and if you learn to kind of get yourself out of the equation and do what your friend needs, I think ultimately you both win in that equation. And if you've had a good friend, you've gone through the good times and the bad times, and
Yes.
that's what it's all about. And we want to share with you things that are meaningful in your life and that are real, because that's all a part of why we want to grow. Otherwise, we would not do any of this. So I hope that you really take that to heart and enjoy the spirit in which it's given. We love sharing our life with you. I love sharing my home with people. And this garden, my husband started in, its love and serenity has gone on to many
He's
people.
here. He lingers here.
I think
It's
Larry
lovely.
lingers in this garden. So
Yes.
we want to share that with you, and we'll take another little video of the garden. It's fall and it's a little bit wild, but it's very pretty, and we want you to enjoy that before the snow falls.
Something wonderful is that you have any more on that note? Because
I think I'm good.
I'm good too. Just to share something wonderful about what's happening with this new journey that we're taking. We actually have somebody watching how many views are going on and so on with what we're doing here. And of yesterday, we had 402 views on our last segment.
That's amazing.
That's pretty exciting.
For a couple of girls and a camera.
Midwest girls, hey, we're pretty interesting chicks. That's all I have to say. But anyway, we would love for you to share this with more friends and family if you'd be willing to do that. We've got a lot of interesting segments coming on and that we're planning for the future. And we will be putting a website together, which is going to be really exciting for us to share our recipes. We're going to be having some guests come and share their stories that you can relate to. And we also had somebody invite us, more of a technological company, ask us if they could video our show, which,
So who knew?
I mean, seriously, how cool are we?
How cool are we?
I know. So anyway, we're pretty excited about this, but more importantly, we're just so happy that you guys are involved in our world.
Right.
And we're making new friends because of you as well. So
that's great. So we want to enjoy this day with you, and I hope you have a cup of coffee and enjoy the beauty that surrounds you, and also find your friend, call your friend, and maybe it's not a garden, maybe it's a coffee shop or whatever, but I really encourage you today to call your friend and spend that minute with them today.
Yeah, find that secret spot to get real with each other,
Right.
And be yourself.
Right.
Because
Whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever
Laugh,
that is.
cry, be goofy, whatever.
We like to laugh. We're kind of laughers, and all of a sudden we're bawling our eyes out. It's like, oh, boy.
And enjoy this beautiful day.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming to visit again, and we'll see you next week on Friday Mornings with Carol and Jill. Have a lovely day.